Hello everyone, GameGuy here. If you're watching this video, then it is after the Legend cinematic has released, and in that time, I wanted to make kind of an edit breakdown video where I go through the timeline, I go through the pre-production, and just in general, just like show you guys how this project actually came to fruition. So I'm actually not going to be on the timeline just yet because there was so much prep beforehand. A lot happened to just get this finished product. And as you can see, this is not the official timeline. I just put this in its own timeline. What I did is I had multiple timelines. So, for example, this is the actual master timeline. This is what I exported it from. I have markers for different events. All of these are locked just to make sure I don't screw with them. Different effects on everyone, but I just wanted to have this one so I could simply do it without worrying about screwing anything up. But before we go over this, I wanted to go to the pre-production document. So this is what it started as. Back in January, I heard a song. Actually, it was a year ago I first heard the song, Less Than Giants. I just heard the song and I really liked it. And especially, it was the part where the breakdown and the rise up after. I started on January 20th, 2024, and I just wrote shit down. I just called it the Legend because I didn't know what to call it. Basically what this is this is the entire video with a timestamp, or not time, with a time code at the bottom, and all of the shots color-coded and timed out. This is actually still in the project now, as you can see. And unbelievably, it really hasn't changed. Some small sections like this right here, where I broke these two shots up, and you can see like I slightly moved the time out just a little bit for some of them, just so it would be better. But other than that, it is still here under it all. This was the groundwork that I put in, and in fact, it is in the old edit timeline. This was it. This was the export right here. And obviously this is why is that I started on 30 FPS. I wanted to do 60 just so it looked fluider. The second scene was like the bitch. Third one was not bad because it was just one like place, but it was a lot of compositing. This wasn't bad. You'll see in a second, but you'll see I have some basic shots like this one. I eventually keyframed this, as you can see, like it's not static. And the final scene, I don't know why that I zoomed that one in. That one, actually, I think that's the same. I guess I'll just go scene by scene. The music, score, whatever, remains consistent for most of it, and then just dips down for the dialogue. Comes back up, which was kind of hard because right here, like that's like the big drop right here, which sucks because it's kind of dampened because I keyframed it down. This is the big like, and then it's kind of just like, now. This is the tutorial world. I mean, obviously that was the point of the teaser and the final trailer, was that it pointed out my old projects and this tutorial world. This was the tutorial world on Switch Edition. I probably should have had that somewhere in the background, like the Switch icon, but this is what I started on. For most of these shots, I used Cinematic. It's a add-on you can use on MCPE, where it's just like it guides the camera. And some other of these are just like that's static, that's cinematic, that's static, that's cinematic. So what happened with this shot is that I tried to do a different like camera angle, and it just wouldn't work. So I eventually just chose this, which I really like. This is cinematic too. Apparently this one's sped up. This is another example of me. I wanted to have like two shots of going from me finding the door to going through the door, but it was a really tight time crunch. So I just decided to do essentially just the same shot. This whole shot is sped up and zoomed out. You'll see in a second. You can see my arm swaying like faster if you really look. And now we begin the cycle of compositing. So basically, this is basically my project. Like I had very little help. If you look in the credits, I only have 2 other people that helped me with acting. So every single character you see on screen right now is me. I used a nameable players mod, and I just got the skins, and I just named myself. And for people that don't know what compositing is, it's basically cutting out different parts of a video and putting it on each other. It's like a green screen. That's OZL. That's Ninja Slime. And then 146 Gamer is the clean plate, as we say. So if you really look now, you can really see the obvious shadows. Like, you can really see it now. But I'm going to be honest with you. Did you really notice it in the video without me pointing it out to you? That's how I basically gauged my ability to edit, is that, did you really notice that? Did you really? Like, when you're moving the camera, it's a lot harder because you'll see I have to track all of this. So I tracked all of their movements, essentially. That's cinematic, but sped up. And for those that didn't know, this is one of my worlds from a long time ago in 2017. All of my friends that you saw right here played on this. You can see 146's statue. That was my statue. We can see the Switch logo in the background. The tower that I stand on and that we change our skins on. This world means a lot to me. I have it downloaded. I have put really haven't touched it since like 2019, just because it's really sacred to me. Like I said, cinematic made it really easy because you just put the same you put a focus point right here, and then you just have the camera move left to right, and it's the exact same movement. So it's really easy to do composite shots with cinematic. But the problem is with this nameable players mod is you can't use cinematic with it. So I had to manually go back to the same point every single time with this shot. But if I can use cinematic like this and get these clean moving shots, then it doesn't really matter. The composite's really easy. This is a composite. You can see right here, it's just basically right down the middle. So what happened is I have a world download of the old Hive hub, and I also have the custom like resource behavior pack, whatever it is. I have the pack that Hive currently uses for their server. So what I did is that I basically implanted that pack into this old world, and all these NPCs have custom like geometry. So they have like their poses. Hide and seek one is running, and like they have different poses, essentially, is what I'm saying. So to replicate the style of the old Hive NPCs, I basically just took out that geometry, or not geometry, I took out that command that says, hey, pose them like this, and I just had them standing there. This is another comp, 1, 2, and 3. This one really wasn't hard, but still. This one was the hardest one, so we went from probably the easiest one to the hardest one. This had me do 5 takes of everyone, and I had to all get them into this little area. In fact, I'm going to open this in a timeline. What I had to do for this one shot is, so I started with a beginning shot of, I put myself, Ninja, and 146 together just because they all worked well together. And after I did that, I had to then line up everyone else so that they didn't collide with each other. So like OZL came from this way, so he would cut off Ninja if he was too quick, and we wouldn't be able to see Ninja, essentially. So you'll see right there is that I basically just have OZL right there, and you'll see that his name is right there, which I didn't really want to see their name when they go in. So what I did is I took another part. I took the part of the video where they weren't there, and I layered it over right when they closed the door. So you'll see that now their name isn't there. So that all came together into one shot. This one was a lot the same, but I didn't need to do that whole like blocking the name tag thing. This one was just more lining everyone up and making sure they didn't collide and just acting it out. Like almost all of these are composites, but like I just like to point it out is that it's just right down the middle. Just I did 146 on this side, myself on the other side. And I didn't leave the game. I just teleported like right above us, so I didn't have to walk. So 146, when he actually left in real life, he didn't talk to me for a long time until I think 146 left me in September of 2019, and he didn't send that message to me until like the summer of 2020. So there was like months where I had no idea what had happened to him, and I was still trying to find him. Oh wait, no, this was a comp. This wasn't. Sorry. And obviously this is, you got 1, 2, and then 3. So I couldn't get like any other, I couldn't world download our Skyblock world. So basically what I had to do is I went on to CubeCraft to get this shot. I also didn't have like flight or anything, so I just literally used cinematic cam for this. I got Fresh and myself, and then I just put my alt AFK right here to get that shot. Like, it had a lot to set up with, and then it just zoomed in over time, as you can see. That's just a replay of me and Sino just like playing, and it's cinematic cam off of Lati client. This is actually practical. All I did was move right. I just held my A key with slowness. I had 2 of my alts up here, and I just walked in on my phone. This right here is Sneedy B, and he's not really around anymore, but basically he was what got me into this. Basically this back scene is where I first met Technofresh and Sneedy B, and that's what convinced me to watch Technofresh. Basically Sneedy's the reason I'm here today doing this. And I didn't have his old skin. I still don't have his old skin. This is his new skin. So what I had to do is I couldn't get in contact with him. I literally looked at his skin and I remade his skin. That is the skin that I made. It's not the official skin, but I recreated it to the best of my ability just for this one shot. It took me genuinely like an hour. This is another comp, as you can see. 1, 2, and 3 on the other side. That's me and Ninja's SMP that we had, and as you can see, I also keyframed it after a while. Nick Knob, Sino, and Redhead. Actually, this was the first comp I did, because it's like that was right when I first started, because I wanted to make sure I did that right. That wasn't comps, that was the last scene we shot. It was just a hub-rat hub I just joined in on, and that was the whole point, is that it was the new hub with new people, essentially, so Safe Case didn't really get a lot of screen time, so I decided to put him on. And the final shot. That was always going to be the final shot, by the way. And that's it. I think I like meticulously broke it down, like more than I should have, but yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. I gotta fix that. I will in a second, and thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.